Okay, everybody. You know who it is. You know. Right? Well, I don't need to be talking because I know myself. I know who I am. I know who I am. But let's just get on with this. I guess this is part, I don't know. Maybe 15, 16, 17, I don't know. But I know we're going to talk about social media. So let's get on it. Guess it's Zia! Wait, I'm just going to come back and do this perfectly. So let me just leave and come back and do it the right way. Because I know I just did it so bad. I'm sorry, you guys. It's Zia! Yeah! Okay. Social media. Alright, social media is really big nowadays because a lot of us, use social media in everything we do. We use social media in everything. Like, I would never expect that we use it on our phones. So, social media is big. It's pretty much a big thing. So yeah, I never knew social media is a big thing. So now that I'm here talking about social media, I feel like it's okay in certain aspects. Like I said, we use our phones. We use our computers. We use tablets now. Social media has gotten to the level of just that stage where, nowadays people are just all over the whole place with this social media apps like Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, Snapchat. That's probably like 4 things I just said now. There's so many apps out there. But the most popular ones are like Facebook and Instagram. Twitter is also popular, but not enough. But it's just that Facebook and Instagram are the most popular ones. Actually, no. Twitter, Instagram, and Snapchat. But you can't forget Vine. So, I look at it like why social media has changed. And I feel that it needs to go back to being what it used to be. Because, I used to use MySpace. I would love to go back to MySpace. I know some few people would say, man, I would love to start MySpace all over again. MySpace was the popular site. It wasn't like what it is now. Because, with Facebook and all, Facebook has changed. So that's what I'm saying, like, with MySpace was the best. Because it was about just getting to know people, but it was more about getting to know your friends, interacting with them outside of school, outside of church, maybe, you always get to interact. But now with Facebook, it's doing the same thing, but more. So it's like people that you probably met like 3 weeks ago, and you haven't seen them for a year or 3 years, 4 years, you know what I mean? Let's say, for example, you work with somebody at your job. You probably don't even notice. You will probably meet them on Facebook. You're like, what? How did I do that? It's like the way the internet works is because it's not that you have the same thing in common. Like, oh, I like this actor. I like this music. And then, no. It's just that social media has gotten to the level of so much things that now privacy has gotten much better, but gossip is getting bad. Just putting out your information out there is getting worse. Because any information you put out there, your friends are not your friends. I'm just gonna let you understand that. Because I know most of you guys are like, oh, I got good friends. They're not going to post anything negative about me. Do you really think they're your real friends? Do you really think they're your real friends? Because if they post negativity, it's negative. So, I say this. Don't just go and say like, oh, you know, me and my friends, we knew each other since, what, middle school all the way to college. Or from middle school all the way to high school. But we've been friends for so long. I trust her with all my secrets. Okay. So, two girls, they've been friends for middle school to high school, or from high school to college, and you're going to trust this person with all your personal information? No. Mm-mm. Homies, we guys, you don't trust them with those kind of information either. Mm-mm. I would never trust another dude with my information that's personal. So, I say this. We all are trying to become famous, because that's the next thing about social media. Social media is like we're becoming more famous, and I don't like that. I hate that we're trying to become famous. We're trying to become something that we're not, because social media is like it's another person of who you really are. Because if you are just being forward, then that's you. I love that. But if you're trying to put another image of another person, that means it's not you. Because even though we see your face, even though I can see who you are, even though I see you, you see me, right? And like, I know it's kind of like, yes, it would be like it backfires on me. Like, yes, it kind of does reflects to what I'm doing now, because like I have a YouTube channel, and yes, YouTube is a social media thing that people use also. I will say that it's not bad. I just look at using this different. And I know most of you guys might be like, no, don't be confused. Don't like, because what I'm saying is that outside you're just you. You're you. But on the internet, you're a different person. And like I said, I'm in that category. It's hard because I don't like pushing out personal information like that out there, but I like to be called Zio. So, I mean, that's just who I am. I like to be called Zenova Kazuma, but Zio is much easier because it's shorter. And the origins is I love Power Rangers, so Zio Red, Tommy, Jason Data Frank. So, yeah. So it's hard for people to understand the origins of why you picked this name, what's the whole purpose of this, all this. Because sometimes we just go through this whole social media where we try to pick a name that looks good or fits with our image. But you have to understand, is that really you? Because it's like, why don't you just put your and the thing is, there's people out there that we don't even know who's looking at us, watching us, and it's like we're scared. So we just have to sometimes be a little bit cautious. Like I said about Facebook, Facebook's privacy has gotten a lot better and a lot stronger, because now it's like you can pick out of your friends list who can read your stats and who can message you, follow you, and all these other things. And it's like now, it's like if you're not friends with this person, all of the message that you send them will go to their other message box. And then it's kind of crazy and all, but I say it like this. Facebook, I don't know. I don't get on it as much, but for my YouTube, my personal Facebook, I don't get on it as much. But for my YouTube channel, I'm always on there because I'm working on a web series. So, I say this. If you guys think that social media is a good way to interact, have fun, it's good. But if you see it from a negative side, then don't use it. Because I can understand some parents don't want you guys to fall into the social media level because that would really set the tone bad. And I mean bad. Bad. Because it's not good for you to just go and say, like, okay, you know what? You have a Facebook. Well, hey, mom, you have a Facebook. You got a Twitter and Instagram. Why cannot? Because they know their boundaries. They're not gonna just post random pictures of themselves, at the club or you get what I'm saying. So, but there is some parents who don't use social media that way. But some people use it because they want to like connect with other people. You know what I mean? At least it's like, okay, if you are in this generation, like you like you try to fit in with the crowd of this generation, then yeah, we understand that why you have the social media, because maybe for your job, because nowadays jobs, like when you're filling out applications, they would pretty much have that on the application. If you have a Facebook or Instagram, maybe a Twitter, because they want to check it out. They want to check out your background, because it's like now your social media, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, maybe Snapchat, I don't know, maybe Vine, is more important to them because they want to see that, is this you? Is this what you do? Because if this is what you do, then this is what you get. You get the job, you're good. If it looks bad, you don't get the job, because your Facebook looks bad, your Twitter might look bad, your Instagram might look bad. So it varies to understand that you can't always just say like, oh, you know what, I'm going to have the perfect, that's why, like I said, for my personal Facebook, I don't get on it, because it's just really nothing to do besides talk to friends. But I mean, I have so many friends who look at me as strangers. Personal friends, like I knew from the past, like back in high school, I could still talk to them. But like other friends that I usually talk to on the Facebook, if I don't talk to them for like let's say 3 months, 4 months, more than that, like maybe 6 months, 7 months, 8 months, it's like, well, they don't want to talk to me because they think I'm a stranger. So that's the same thing on Twitter. I used to be on Twitter more than Facebook, but it's just that I cut myself off of social media because I'm not a type of person who would do that. I'm just a guy who just go on YouTube and do this, because YouTube is a good place for me. So I'm going to go and start doing the quotes. So I'm going to wrap it up and say, you be careful. Do not, because like I said, and I'm going to say it again, if you have personal information, it could be a boy and it could be a girl perspective, from example from a girl or example from a boy perspective, do not, because if you knew this person for years, if you knew this person when you were a diaper, it's not always good to give them information that's personal, because if it's personal, they could post it on the internet and it will never be deleted. Oh, it's deleted because you delete your Facebook account. It's still on the internet. So, let's get on with the quotes. I'm here to do the quotes. Do the quotes. Do the quotes. Let's do some quotes. Hey, let's do some quotes. 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 I got a quote. Okay. Our prime purpose in this life is to help others. And if you can't help them, at least do not hurt them. Well, I know you guys like, how does that fit with social media? Well, pretty much. Some of us, we post a lot of things. And we love gossiping. We like to get into people's businesses. I feel like it's not good to get into somebody's business because you don't know that person that well. Even if you like, for example, it could be from two different sides, and that it's like, whoa, my mind just blown. I do this, but I need to look at it from a different perspective and do it the right way. One, well, I'm going to read it again. Our prime purpose in this life is to help others, and if you can't help them, at least do not hurt them. Number one, we see our friends posting something about their day. You know what we do? We get into their business and say like yada yada yada, whatever. It's like if they went through like a hard time in school, college, they went through a hard time in school. Somebody's pretty much, like their professor, give them a hard time. One of their classmates give them a hard time. You know what it is? Don't get into their business. Now, all they want is a comfort. They don't want you to be, going in and saying like, okay, well, this, and this, and this. Like, really? No, they just want comfort. All you can say is like, I heard you. Okay. Now, it's not like you heard them. Well, it's because you're reading it. All the thing you can do is type in, oh, I feel sorry for you. It's going to be okay. Don't worry. Just relax. Just take a break or whatever. Just type all that stuff. Be positive. Don't be negative and say like, oh, your boyfriend did this to you. Oh, your girlfriend did this to you. Yo, dude, you need to go do this and whatever. Leave her, go bag this other girl. Or if it's from a girl perspective, they'll be like, oh, this boy did this to you. Oh, you know what you need to go do? You need to go and whatever. Maybe cut his nuts off or I don't know. But you get the point. It's not always going to be about just, it's not like that. Because, like I said, there's two different sides. I think that we're all just doing the negative. We never do the positive. Because if you can understand from two different sides which one was negative, which one is positive, the positive is always come for that person. If they're crying, if you read it and it sounds like they're crying, come for them. If they feel like they're in pain, like they're going through like some hard time at school or whatever, don't always try to say like, oh, it's gonna be okay. Because I know from the negative side, it's like, oh, well, it's his fault for giving you that grade. It's because your professor should understand this or this. It's like, whatever. You don't know what the professor was going through. He might give her that grade because he knows the answers, but she probably didn't do it right. Like, come on, you know what I mean? So there's so many things you can't always try to protect your friends because you don't know the situation. Even if you do know the situation, it's none of your business because you're not in it. But, oh, trust me, if you get involved in something, it's your fault. So, I'm going to say like this. Be careful. Because social media these days is becoming more and more stupid. So, don't be like people on the internet because nowadays our brains are not functioning the way it's supposed to be. We're supposed to be putting our brains into these books, getting good degrees, and getting good jobs. But look at us now. So, I'm going to say is Xenova Cosma is signing out. But I'm going to say this. Do not post anything negative because you don't want the negativity to hurt you right back. So, peace. Later.